Hello, my friends. This is Lori Mueller with StampinDreams.com, coming to you from Lincoln, Nebraska, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in the United States. And I have a really cute project for you. Now's the season for school to start back up, or if you've been going to conventions, or if you've been attending book club. This is a great little care package, a little treat package that you can whip up in nothing flat and use up your designer series paper. And it is super cute and it's fun, and plus there's always a nice little surprise on the inside. So you would untie the bow, and inside you will find, in this one I have little star cookies, but they call this an explosion box. And it requires a little bit of scoring, no cutting, other than the die cutting using your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And that's what I'm featuring today, are the papers that are found in the Pansy Patch suite of products. And it comes with the stamp set, and you can stamp the pansies and then die cut, or there are individual ones that you can create your own pansies based on stamped ones that you have done on your own. So there's a mix of opportunities to do some stamping, do a lot of die cutting, and create these fun, cute little treat packages. And I know that I have a number of teachers that are going to be coming back and gearing up for their classrooms, and this will be perfect to have on their desk waiting for them when they first arrive. So why don't we get started with our project. So again, I'm featuring the Pansy Patch stamp set and the dies and our beautiful designer series paper, and I have chosen this particular pattern, and there's the fresh Freesia on the other side. And I am going to do a little contrast color of the Blackberry Bliss that comes from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. So I've already pre-die cut that one. Then our tailor-made tags, which will house my sentiment, is coming from the smallest one of this particular stamp set ensemble. And then I will need some of the fresh Freesia in color ribbons, and it measures, each one measures 11 inches long. And then I'm going to bring in our designer series paper that allows us to line up a die for each one of these leaf patterns. So we've got this particular one, then we have this one right here, and then also for our pansies. So we'll use the largest one here, and then the small flower will be, let's go with this fresh Freesia one right there. So we'll go ahead and die cut those for decorating our flap. So I'll set those aside. And the first thing that we want to do is to create our treat box. And the simplest way to do that is to use our Simply Scored tool. And the reason I love the Simply Scored tool is because it allows me to do all my scoring at once without having to do any shuffling around on my trimmer. And since there's no direction, no geographic directions, then I can, geometric directions, I can start scoring my side panels, which will be at 1.5 and 4.5. I'm going to flip it 1/4, and I'm going to score at 2 5/8, which is 1 after 2.5. And then 3 3/8, which is 1 notch after 3 1/4. And that gives me all of the score lines that I need. And plus the Simply Scored tool allows you to do this in bulk really fast as well. So first of all, I want to burnish all of my score lines, and I'm doing these side components first. Now, if these butt up against each other, that's fine. If they overlap a little bit, that's fine as well. No worries on that component. Then I want to score the bottom, which is going to be the width of my, or the depth of my cookie, the width of my cookie, and get those nice and burnished. All right, so I have all my sides, and this will be the beginning, and then here's the side components right there. Now, to get the creases, the score lines from this corner where these two score lines meet, the easiest way is to put your bone folder at this corner so that when you go to pull it, because what I want to do is line up these two edges, but by helping hold that right there, it'll avoid the buckling that could happen, and then it doesn't have a nice clean crisp line all the way to it, and then you just want to burnish all the way to the inside corner like that. So you have those two that line up together, and then you want to do the same thing over here. And I'll just use my fingernail. You can use a bone folder, your fingernail, whatever is easiest for you, depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed. And I'm right-handed, so it makes it easier to do the right side. And then again, I'm going to burnish, make it nice and crisp in there. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. Bring my edge to the meeting point there. Burnish the fold. And there we have it. We have the makings of our holder for our little cookie. All right, so the next thing I want to do is to add our ribbon. And that is going to be the part that's held together with our the top flap, and it'll be seamless of holding the ribbons that are going to come from the top and the back and allow us to tie into a bow in the front. So I have 2 strands, and the easiest way I found was to add a little bit of tear and tape in the center along the back right there, and remove that. I'm going to line these up because with this open weave ribbon, it does end up, I can feel a little bit of stickiness through this area right there. So that's my center. But to make certain that it stays a little bit more secure and then helps me adhere it to the top flap, I'm going to add another strip of tear and tape. And I'll go ahead and remove that. Next, I want to add my flap to the top. And how I'm going to do that is to add a little bow to my flap like this. So it gives it a nice natural bow, because if you don't loosen up those fibers, it's possible you could actually crease it by accident, and you want a nice smooth overture of that. So what I want to do now is add this to the back of my treat package, and I'm gonna go up a certain number of scallops. The scallops really help me determine that it's being straight to my lined up area. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and add a little bit of adhesive. And then I'm going to add a really thin line of adhesive here so that I know that I'm hitting the top of this, because I want it to be nice and secure and seamless at the top. So to do that, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going 6 high. And then I'll just center it in there. And having that piece of tear and tape on the ribbon also makes certain that my ribbon area is going to be seamless in here as well. So I want this to all be nice and connected so that there aren't any gaps that are coming open. So we have all of that ready to go. So now we will fill this with our cookie, which will help us in the decorating portion of this. So I want to bring one flap here and one flap in the front, and I don't want to be too overly tight on cinching my flap too far because I want to see some of that beautiful designer series paper. And I just love this Blackberry Bliss and the contrast that it brings to this project because it really makes the other colors of the Calypso Coral, the fresh Freesia, the pale papaya, they all really pop with this dark, rich, or Blackberry Bliss topper. So like that, and you can make your bows as big as you want, as little as you want, and we'll trim off in just a little bit right there. So we have all of this put together, and that's what holds your cookie inside. Next, we want to bring in our sentiment, and then we want to die cut some of our flowers. So I want to show you how easy it is to line up our dies with these images that Stampin' Up! Has already made compatible with our dies. So I'll bring that all right, so we'll line this up, and it makes Swiss cheese out of your designer paper. But we're gonna go, let's see, we'll do one of this color. And I like to put a little bit of washi tape. You can use a Post-it note, you can use painter's tape to kind of hold those in place, because I tend to do a little shifting by accident when I put my plate on top. So I'm going to go ahead and hold those in place just like that. And then we'll run it through. And this is perfect for anyone who does not like to hand cut out your images. See how perfect that is? They come out nice and smooth. And then again, we'll do that with our flowers. And I believe I'm going to go with the Calypso Coral one here. And again, I'm going to use my washi tape to hold it in place. And then we'll use a, now in most cases, we would not be, if we were not, you would not be able to do these side by side, because if there's an overlap of your die, that would be very harmful and ruin your die. So we're going to want to use something that's not in the same vicinity as the other die to avoid having your dies bent, because the pressure of your machine will bend them and possibly cause the die to no longer work to its original capacity. All right, so we'll run this through. And once again, we have some beautiful flowers that come out beautifully. All right. So now we can arrange our flowers and our leaves. And I'm gonna help myself by adhering my little flower to the large one. Oh, using a dimensional, and I'm going to use a mini dimensional because I'm going to just use a little bit of the space right here. I don't want to overdo it by a large one. So we're going to have that. But because of the height here, and I'm going to be adding height on here, I want to double up on my little one. So I'm going to add 2 like that. And I'm going to add it there. And then I'm going to do another one just to make certain that it's going to stay put right there. All right, and then the rest of it, I can add regular dimensions. Like that. Because with this one dimension and the double here, then they line up evenly across my project. Now also too, I want to add my leaves to my flower ensemble, and we'll do that. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of liquid glue there and bring them in like such. Let's see, we'll do that. There we go. Oh, I see. All right, so we can peel these away. And adhere this to the front. Just like that. Beautiful. And last is our sentiment. And it'll be inked with Blackberry Bliss. And I'm using the thank you from the stamp set. And I just love this fine cursive. It's kind of a fun cursive. And we'll stamp that here. It's like a real human sentiment. Just like you or I had just drawn this on there. And one of the things I'm going to do is just to add this a little bit, and we're going to have to, there we go, lift up on that dimensional and pop that in there just like that. And there we have it, all ready to go and ready for enjoyment by your recipient. And then we can leave some long tails here, add a little angle clip to them, and it's all ready to go. Very cute. Now, the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper features all of our new in colors. And the polished pink. So we have all of our new in colors that are featured here on this project. We have the polished pink, we have the evening evergreen, we have pale papaya, fresh freesia, and then we also have the soft succulent that is featured in the ribbon on this one. But this Pansy Petals Designer Series paper also pulls out the Blackberry Bliss, Calypso Coral, and Soft Sea Foam. So the endless ideas and possibilities for each of the Designer Series papers is limitless. And you can have so much fun mixing and matching your flowers, mixing and matching your ribbons with your treat hoppers, and just have a whole load of fun. Now, if you're interested in purchasing this paper, it currently is on sale until August 2nd at 15% off. You can make 4 projects out of each 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So you don't want to miss out on this Designer Series paper sale. The Christmas one is already cut at 6 by 6 pieces, so you can get lots of projects out of that are already pre-cut for you, but the possibilities are endless. So again, I thank you for joining me for this treat box, explosion box tutorial. My name is Lori Mueller with stampinDreams.com, and if you are interested in purchasing the best bundle of all and receive a discount with each one of your purchases, I'd love to have you join my Stampin' Up family and enjoy the camaraderie, the fun that we have, and all the tips and tricks that we love to share with each other, and making new friendships. So just go to lorimueller.stampinup.net and hit the join now to purchase your kit, and welcome to the team. But otherwise, if you have any questions, please leave your comments down below and I will make certain to answer them. And I, again, appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate you and your joining me on this adventure of paper crafting that I so love to share with everyone. Until then, have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.